everyone, and welcome to Qi Gong, channeling energy for wellness and balance with Ian Olson today. My name is Ron Karsten. I'll be your Zoom host. I'm here to help if you have any technical problems or questions during the program. So if you do, please send me a message through the chat or call me offline on my cell, 503-701-1010, and I'll assist you. On behalf of the Portland Theosophical Society, I want to thank you all for being here today. In our society, it is our mission to encourage open-minded inquiry into world religions, philosophy, science, and the arts in order to understand the wisdom of the ages, the respect of the unity of all life, and to help people explore spiritual self-transformation. Since 1875, we've been seeking to cultivate open minds and hearts and provide knowledge to the generations of seekers in order to celebrate the vast diversity of life. As a reminder, this workshop is being recorded. In this talk, Ian is going to introduce us to his approach to Qigong, a system of coordinated body posture and movement, breathing, meditation used for the purposes of health, spirituality, and martial arts training. Ian will discuss Qigong fundamentals and then walk the class through our personal health and the different forms of how to use our skills in the process of attaining energy and balance. And so energy and balance is a good thing for us. We can start with that. Here's Ian to light us up.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
So first of all, please excuse me while I see the different types of vision here. So I'm just going to go basically over a few things and talk more about what my experience has been. Has been something of a vehicle for me to truly discover myself and to be honest with myself. So it's really just this realm in my practice that I hope everybody can find is you're both the alchemist and the experiment, and you're running things together so that you can feel how you transform your basically your presence in any moment. And so, as with a lot of mind, body, energetic, and spiritual practices, you know, we do these classes, I do these classes so I can practice it within the classroom, but really it's, you know, as you all know, where's the classroom? Well, the class is life. So how do we bring that from this class into the rest of our life, right? So we'll go through a few exercises, depending on how everybody's feeling, can go through more. And if this is simplistic, please forgive me, but I think some of the foundational skills are really important. And I see all the teachers that I've come into contact with constantly go back to the foundations that they once began with. So that's where I'll start. So if everybody could just breathe. And in fact, I'm going to talk a little bit about the breath. So in this breath, this is actually more probably used more in martial arts that I've learned, but I found it to be fairly fulfilling for me. So oftentimes we, you know, in the Western world, we learn to breathe up here. In the Eastern, sometimes, depending on what culture you're from down here, and some marry the two. And what I really enjoy is actually breathing into where your kidneys are. So right around here. So if you want to even put your hands, palms, or the backs of your hands on your kidneys, and just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just don't try and control it so much. Just be aware of it. Okay, Whatever you can do, whatever your shoulders allow, it's all good. So breathe in and push your lungs down. So with the diaphragm, just if you don't understand it, it's okay. Just go with it. Think about the air filling up through your nasal passages down into your lungs and push the lungs inflating backwards and down. So you can actually feel through your hands the ribs and the tissue underneath them expand. Okay. So whatever your natural length of breath is, go for it. Just feel it for a little while. Go ahead and close your eyes, see what you sense. Now, as this is happening, as you're filling your lungs in this way, notice the temperature in your breath. What's the air like coming in through your nose? Where do you notice that its temperature is more of your body's temperature? As you exhale, does it have a different texture to it? And slowly let your arms come forward so you can feel the difference. Come back, open your eyes gently. So gently, just palms, fingers together, gonna rub side to side, develop some heat, okay? Okay, now slowly bring your hands apart. And I want you to imagine or feel or see, however you experience this, ball of light in between your hands. Sometimes it's a cord. I want you to let it expand to a ball. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, all pointing basically towards each other when around a sphere of your own energy. Keep breathing into your kidneys. Yeah, if you have a lot, that's fine. Just let it build. Right. So when I'll talk to people about it, I envision it basically like taffy, and I can feel that magnetism between the palms, between the fingers, right? So breathe out and pull it apart. Breathe in and go either way. So right now, just feel, you can kind of like feel the edges of that sphere, right? Expand it, let it contract. Expand it, and let it contract. Okay, so we've developed this. So there's a space called the lower dantian, and it goes below the belly button and in. So about 2 finger widths of yours below your belly button, and then 5 in. So I want you to take this ball now and start to roll it inside. So you store it. You develop this. Roll it inside. So then,
I have it. I have it without video. Do you want that, or?
I'm not gonna, we're not gonna do it. We're just not gonna do it.
Well, then let's go drink someplace.
You're on mute.
your mic is on.
I'm sorry.
That was great. So
I'm at the Theosophical Society too.
okay. So again, we're gonna do a clearing, okay? And the principle of clearing and filling is just so whatever we're holding on to, whatever we don't need, we can let go. All right. So develop some heat, develop some energy in your hands, okay? And if you would, stand with me. If you need to sit, that's fine, okay? So I'm gonna squat down a little bit as far as I can comfortably. I'm not trying to put any stress on my body. I'm gonna draw from what is given to me from the earth.
Let me try to do it.
And as I get my palms level with my shoulders, I'm going to turn my palms to the sky. If I have heart palpitations, I keep my elbows at shoulder level. If I'm okay, if you feel like you're fine, you're not dizzy, let your elbows go up. The hands then come down through the central channel, energetic line from top of the head through perineum. And I'm just going to go through this motion for a while. We're just going to repeat this. This is clearing. So I'm not pushing the energy down. I'm following it down, kind of like a French press on tea or coffee. And I envision the energy pushing all the way through into the ground. And then I let it go. And again, start over. Don't worry about breath right now. So from the earth, from other realms that are divine, bring it through central channel. Let it cleanse you. Let go of anything you no longer need. Be they thought forms, somebody else's barbs. Just let them dissolve. Let them go through your feet all the way down. Again, draw from the earth. Turn the palms towards the sky. Accept from the divine. Hands don't touch, but they meet above your head and bring it straight down. And just follow the energy down.
I'll go see.
Project it through the top of your head.
Hello.
Now, let's see if we see it.
We're having technical difficulties. Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah,
Keep going.
well, as far as,
So if you need to have a color, I would say white or a golden white, not heavy gold, but really light. Just keep washing it through your bodies.
Click on that unknown.
I think we have to go.
Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're actually going to collect.
Can the Theosophical PDX please mute their mic? We can hear everything.
So you're going to collect. You're going to go through the same physical motion, but you're actually going to allow the energy to fill you now, this vessel, however you sense it, whether it's your physical, whether it's your energetic, whether it's your spiritual, there's different bodies, however you sense it, as deeply, as vastly as you sense it. Start to let this energy fill. Okay? Just observe. Observe it. What do you sense? Are you feeling just your body? Are you feeling a temperature change in how the energy is filling you? One more like this. Okay, the gesture is now going to shift after I complete this. So it's similar in that my arms will go palms down, lift up, palms turn towards the sky. And now I'm going to create more of a semi-permeable membrane around an energetic body of mine that's egg-shaped. So I'm just going to follow the edges. Just going to ask it to be here right now. Go underneath the feet with your consciousness. Make sure you seal completely at the bottom. So although I'm just moving in this plane, I'm picturing a three-dimensional egg around my body. And in this membrane, I'll allow and ask that anything good that needs to come through can come through. Anything I'm still holding on to that I no longer need can be let go. Anything that has any other intention that I don't need will be reflected back. Okay. When you're complete with this last one, go ahead and just come standing or sitting upright, eyes closed, hands in front of just below your belly button, palms and fingers pointed towards each other. Just a moment to check in. How are you feeling now compared to when we started this conversation? Do you have energy flowing somewhere else now? Feel before. Your kidneys warm, or other organs warm. When you're sitting or standing, if you're standing, be more on the balls of your foot if you can. When you're sitting, be on the sit bones, right behind the legs, right? Behind the legs, right there. Any sounds that come through, just let them wash through. Okay. So Now we're in the basic stance of standing. It's often called wuji. Sometimes people characterize it with chaos, and chaos not necessarily with a negative connotation, but chaos as in everything is possible. This is a good beginning point for everybody. Everybody I've talked to says stand, stand. Yeah, all the movements are great. Stand, stand, be present with yourself, okay? So we're gonna go as much as we can, outside edges of our feet, parallel. On the balls of our feet, so more front weighted than rear weighted. Okay. Front of the ankles a little softer, back of the knees a little softer. Front of the hips a little softer. Tailbone. So you see this curve in my back? I want to drop my tailbone, not tuck, but drop my tailbone so I'm sinking towards the earth, which on the lower end of my spine lets energy and more flow into the lower spine. I go up my spine, I think about a cord on the top of my head lifting me up. Breathing naturally, breathing low. Hands can be in various positions. So I'm going to give you two, either here, hands in front, or next to, you know what the IT band is, or the middle of the thigh. That's where your middle fingers should be. Okay. Now, with your shoulders, I just want you to think about lifting your hands outward just a little bit until you feel some energy run through to your hands. Hands might even get a little puffy feeling. Then go in. And you can feel where it might cut off a little bit. So move them out a little again until you feel in charge again, or if you feel the energy move better. Wherever that is, that's where your arms should be, according to your shoulders. Okay? Now with weight, I want you to go to the front of your feet or the front of your sit bones. Stay there on that edge. And then go back to your heels. Stay on that edge. Front. Back to the heels one more time. Now find the center where there's balance there. And have a slight lift in the heels. And I mean, just so you could slide a piece of paper underneath your heels. So you can still feel the floor, but you're not dropping your way through the heels. Now the head lifts. In your palm, as all of you know, I'm sure there's a point here. Let it open up. Flower, energetics, whatever you need to envision, open it up, let it bloom. At the tips of your digits, your thumb and your fingers, let them open up like little flowers or galaxies or whatever it is you need to envision. Top of the head, let it lift skyward. I don't mean chin up, I mean let it lift, like as if you're a marionette puppet and you're being lifted. So if you're sitting down, you'll feel your spine elongate. Have space and feel that pulse. It's a different pulse. Now, go back to your breath. Breathe towards your kidneys. tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth, behind the two front teeth. Just move it back and forth a little bit. There will be a moment when you feel almost like putting your tongue on battery. It's much more subtle, but it has a charge. You're completing a circuit. Just notice temperature of breath, inhale and exhale. Put your mind in your feet. So if you're feeling yourself get a little lightheaded, think about your feet. You need to sit down and stop, stop. No pressure, just feel what's going on. So everybody come out of that gently. So we're going to do a little bit different movement now that we're charged, right? So it's important having the hands charged in this way. I know a lot of you can turn it on immediately. Great. Go ahead and do that. But if it takes some movement in the mornings or in the evenings, and yes, I would recommend this at least no later than early evening for now, okay? Okay, so you can watch me first. So I'm just gonna move some energy a little bit. I'm gonna have open hand. I'm just gonna tap. Going up my right, across the top, down my left, across the bottom, up my right, across the top, down my left. Not so high as your chest. We're just sticking to the organs right here. Not heart, not lungs, more intestines, liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas. Okay? A little closer. You got to be very careful with the solar plexus. You don't want to tap the solar plexus too hard. You can condition it eventually, but I don't want you getting nauseous. Just be gentle with your body. So what I'm feeling for is literally like a splashing, gentle splashing through my organs. Okay. Normally you would do this at least 9 times. All right. Now I'm going to tap down the sides of my legs and come up the insides of my legs and up onto the front of the hips. And we're going to do that. So if you're standing up, go ahead and follow me here. Down, let your body hang. The inside of your legs up. Back to the outside. The inside. Outside. Inside. Okay, now we're going to go back, down the back and up the front. Okay. Down the back, up the front. Okay. Now, going to go from the top of the trapezius here and go down, just tapping lightly with my hand. Get to the end, I flip my palm over, gently up. Now I'm going to put my hand on the back of my head. Now I'm going to go around my lymph nodes, around the armpit. Really important for health and well-being. This helps the lymph glands actually drain. So, switching sides. Down. Get to the end, turn my hand over. Hand on my head, around. Okay. Breathe. So close your eyes again. Go to what you can remember of Wuji. Outside edges of your feet parallel. Round shoulder width apart is good standard to go by. Front of your ankles soft. Back of your knees soft. Front of your hips soft. Tailbone dropped. Top of the head lifted. Arms out as far as you need them to go so that you have energy going from the arms down to the hands. Open up your palms, open up each end of the digits, fingers and thumbs. Okay. If your eyes are closed, I want you to just notice what the color is that's coming through your eyelids. I'm sure all of you experience this. Just because your eyes are closed does not mean your eyes stop sensing. So what are they sensing? Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Slowly come back. Gently open your eyes if they're not open. Okay, this next movement I'm going to do is a little complex, but I think if we go slow enough, everybody can do it. And if you're sitting, don't worry about the stance. Just think about what you're doing energetically. Okay, and so I wanted to just give you an example first. So I'm going to take a fairly wide stance, as wide as I can comfortably. Don't push your body if you have hip issues. It's not worth it. Again, this is all about what truth am I willing to face about myself, with my body, my physical body, my energetic bodies, what they're going to tell me. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you a couple times. Don't worry about copying me yet. I'll describe what I'm doing. So there's a gate in the back. It's called the Mingman, Dragon's Gate. I'm going to make a cup with one of my hands. I'm going to put it in my back. So my sacrum is right here. I'm going to put it right above my sacrum. Okay? This hand is going to be my gesture hand. So I'll show you what the movement looks like from the front, and then you can see it from the side, and then you can see it from the back. Okay. So I'm taking a big ribbon. If it's my right hand, I'm thinking about like an emerald green. Okay. And I'm moving it through where my rib cage, my soft tissue, my muscles meet. Moving it through to my left, keeping my head up as much as I can. Then I rotate it. I'm going to bring my hand behind my head and then over my head. This is a version of what Qigong practitioners call plate. And it's as if I'm trying to hold a plate level, so it does not fall. If you're really good, it can be a teacup filled with fluid. You don't let it drop. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the front. From the side. Remember, green, clean ribbon. We're helping our liver and our gallbladder. And ladies, for those of you that like to enjoy drinks on a Sunday, this might be good for you. Okay, from the rear. So now what's happening is, as I pull the energy through my organs, pull it out, cleanse it with the elements. Here, I'm dropping the energy, the excess energy that I can utilize, and I'm accepting it here into a cup. Here it drops. Then I keep going through. Okay. So then, since everybody did it, this one, where you've developed energy, let it fall in here. I want you to press it into your back. It's going in a different vessel inside of your body, a different container to basically build on what original energy we came in with, okay? So now we're gonna switch sides. So after I press this in, I create that cup with the other hand. This hand, your left hand, you're gonna envision a really nice yellow energy. So we're gonna be working stomach and spleen. It's the same movement, it's just going the opposite direction. So it goes back, and over your head, drop the energy in your hand, whatever is excess, clean it all the way throughout the room, bring it through stomach, spleen. So we're helping digestion, we're helping cleanse the blood. Two more. Clean the energy, drop some of the excess into the cup, collect more. Energy gets pushed and pulled through the organs. And then you're cleaning it. Okay. Let go of the gesture hand. The cup hand, put back in, push the energy in. Breathe it in. Like it'll feel sometimes like a siphon that when you breathe in, it'll actually pull it in. Okay. All right. So this next movement is similar to some of the first movements we did. Okay. So we'll just do 3 on each side. So I'm going to stand facing you. Going to cant my hips over. I'm going to be completely weighted. If you're sitting, it's fine. Just put your weight on one thigh, one hip. The other foot sticks out at a 45 degree, okay? So the gesture is this. I'm going to go down, I'm going to collect clean energy. Pull it through the top of my head. When I get to heart level, I'm going to pause. Okay? At the heart level, because it's going to mix with the heart energy right here. It's a healing energy. I go back a little bit to the other side, pull it across the heart, and ask that it moves through my leg. Now, my toes, similar to with the fingers, I open my toes at the tips. Okay, I'm done with that side. Again, collect. Down, straight down. Get to heart level. The energies mix with my heart. Look down, adjust your leg. One more. Collect. Straight down. Across the heart. Down the front of the hip and the leg. Out. Okay. So I'm going to bring this foot now back. You can see my weight is all on my left leg. I'm going to shift, not tip, but I'm going to shift into my right. All my weight's on the ball of my foot. I'm going to turn this hip out, toes pointing out 45 degrees. Okay, not all the way to the side, not towards you, 45 degrees. Okay, collect. Straight down. Across the heart. Down the side, the hip, through the leg. 2 more times. Collect. Straight down. Across the heart. Legs. Last one. Let any emotions that are coming up go. Just let them go. Just see what you can feel or see or sense, and however you sense as you're doing these gestures. Okay. Come back standing. Breathe. Close your eyes. Where are you on your feet? Front to back. Find the balls of your feet. Heels slightly lifted. Soft in the front of the ankles, back of the knees, front of the hips. Tailbone dropped. Crown of the head lifted. Move the arms out to the side till you feel charge move down your hand to your hands. Bring the hands back towards the body, towards the legs. If it's cut off, move it out again. Feel the charge. Gently pause there. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, behind the 2 front teeth, upper gum line. As you're sitting or standing there, let your eyes, even though they're closed, let them look gently towards your nose. Feel the roof, the palate, the top of your mouth sink. Just let it fall towards the tongue. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. You want your teeth touching in your jaw like you have a piece of mint or basil between your teeth. Don't want to bruise it. Just letting it rest there. Breathe into your kidneys. Breathe towards your kidneys, whichever one feels better. Whichever one makes more sense. I'm aware again of the light entering in your eyes through your eyelids. Notice the color. Slowly, gently, let your eyes open. Eyelids lift. All right, so we're going to do one last thing here before I close. This looks kind of goofy, but sometimes you'll build up an excess of energy. So one of the practices in this is I don't cling to what's been given to me. I accept what's been given to me. If I experience something, if I hear something, and I really like it, I just let it be. If it resides in me after I've done practicing, it's been given to me. I deserve it. I don't chase it. If I chase it, then it's ego. And I highly recommend. Just let it be. Whatever it is that you receive, beautiful. If you want something else from it, I would let it go. Okay? So there's this thing we do, and it's called shaking. It's kind of like being a bunny when I was a kid. Let the hands hang from the wrists. Okay. And I just drop and I just breathe. And I do this for a little while. And I let the energy slough off, either from my hands. If it's too high in my head, I let it come down off my hands. Or sometimes I can let it drop through my feet into the earth. I ask that the energy becomes transmuted, fuel for the earth or whatever else needs it, that I no longer need it, but that it becomes something positive. Just like we breathe out, the trees breathe that in, trees breathe out, we breathe that in. Same thing here. Whatever energy I don't need, I let it go to something else that can utilize it for the betterment of all of us, right? So if you can, just let yourself get a little bit more of a bounce. So it's a little, not quite jarring, but I want it to actually have, you can feel the flesh kind of hang off the bones. Okay, now slowly come to a stop. Okay. So that ends what I'll show you right now, but I just also want to do just a bow out of respect, not for me necessarily, but for all of us, right? All of our ancestors, the lineages of people that came to be so that you could be here, so that I could be here. All of our teachers, everybody that allowed us all to be here in this moment. Okay. So I left hand over right, if you will, feminine, cradling the masculine. From my center, the Dantian, lower Dantian, my third eye, you're going to meet at the heart level out of respect for all that has been given and been guided. And then I come back up, palms forward. It's an offering. Okay. Thank you. Ron, I'm going to turn it over to you. Can't hear you, Ron.
On mute, Ron.
You know, I think I'd be used to it. I love talking. Okay, so anyway, the little bunny movement was really good for me there, Ian. I had a little windstorm right in front of me, moving around my hands. That was very cool.
Good, good.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
enjoyed
really-
that.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
And sometimes we'll do that, probably not often enough, but in some of the martial practices I've done, it's like, okay, you got to shake everything off, let go of the violence, right? Just let
Yeah.
it go.
So
And
in
let
my
it be
meditations,
transparent.
I've learned to let it go and use it for the good of the universe. That
Right.
was very meaningful for me. Thank you, Ian.
You're
Ladies
welcome.
and gentlemen, in the best interest of all the people that came here today to learn something, if you want to talk with Ian, this is a very good personal private time. And then he'll go back to work in his real life. But Ian, I want to thank you on behalf of the Portland Theosophical Society. I
You're
am
welcome.
going to offer others that they'll have a chance to come back if they want to see other presentations. In good favor here is that the fellow that's going to follow you next month in January is John. And John will have a really, really nice opportunity to talk to us about his specialty in that time. And it will be similar. So, folks, if you've paid attention to us on the meetup or in the Theosophical Society distribution, we are going to advertise it again here just shortly. But Ian, please invite folks to talk with you here for the next little while.
Okay. Please, if you have questions, I'll see if I can answer them. I'll answer them as honestly as I can. But some things, just letting you know, I haven't really delved deeply into the Chinese medicine because although I know some of it, I really did just want to experience this for my own truth, right? It's not about pushing a certain motive. It's really about what did I experience? So
About this Theosophical Society, we're a 501c3 organization. Everything is for not for profit, excuse me, and we're a web page based contribution if you want to make the donation to help us. The charitable things is portland.theosophical.org. It's portlandtheosophical.org. Help us out if you can. I'm going to post this thing on the net. It'll come to you in two different formats from our Theosophical web distribution and from the meetup. You may have discovered us that way, but we'll do it. We'll get it out to you, and please attend. We'll have this all the way through the end of June so that every third Sunday, something absolutely phenomenal and profound is offered to you for your personal growth and spiritual development. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Sam, for speaking up here. And Ian, one more time, you're awesome. Thanks. Keep up the good work.
thank you.